You can outsmart the game of GCSEs, and I'm going to show you how. First, first of all, and this is really important, you need to grab a pen and a paper and write out your exact goal for your GCSEs. You need to write out exactly which grade you want for each exact subject. Don't be vague, it has to be exact, so you know exactly what you need to do to get there. Now, something that you need to know is that for GCSEs, every subject is like a game. It's like you are here and you're trying to get to here. You are trying to reach a state of mastery at which you can do every question perfectly. You know all the content and you can apply it properly in the questions. So, first of all, you need to figure out what that content is. So, go onto Google Sheets, go on your school account, make a Google Sheet, make and title it Topic Planner. Topic Planner is the title of the sheet I used to set out everything that I needed to learn. And you might be wondering, how do I know what I need to learn? And that should be easy to find online. If you go onto your subject specification for whichever exam board your subject is using, you should be able to find it there. Otherwise, you may have to use school resources or other places you can find that information, but hopefully your school should provide that. If not, use the specification. And the process of revision and studying is simplified by the CGP revision book, which I read a long time ago because I had no idea what to do to revise. I was in the same position as you. So, first you want to learn something, and first that is getting it in your head. Secondly, that is making condensed notes, and what that means is simplifying that information which you've been given into something you can easily remember and access just by seeing a condensed form of a long piece of information. It's made smaller, it's made simpler, and it's made exact. So getting rid of all the fluff, and you focus on what you actually need to know. And thirdly is revision, actually revising it, actually testing if you know that information. And this wasn't in the CGP book, but I'm going to add it in. It is practice. Practice is also essential. Practice questions specifically will teach you how to apply that knowledge in an exam, because you can go into the exam hall knowing all the content and still get it all wrong. This is because the exams are designed in a specific way and they want the answers in a specific way, which you can only learn through practice, through going through the process of failing a bunch of times and then realizing, oh, it wants me to say it like this instead of this, and that will help you in the long run for your actual GCSE exams, because you can predict what kind of questions you will get at that point after practicing that much. What your topic kind of should look is something like this. This is my topic planner for AS exams. I have learnt notes made revised. That is me learning the condensed notes and me revising. Also, the past papers, as I mentioned, or practice questions. So, after you've first of all, disclaimer, you will need to spend a lot of time to do this, and it's up to you if you actually get it done. You might have someone else to do it for you, but you should know that this will be kind of tedious, but it is worth it in the long run. Okay, now secondly, you need to plan your revision sessions. So instead of saying, oh, I'll do such and such at this time, like something vague, I'll do history revision at this time. Instead of that, you say exactly what you want to do. So, for example, I'll cover Nazi and Weimar Germany, and then I'll do Cold War, and then I'll do Anglo-Saxons, something like that. You want to split your revision into periods of actual work, because you can't cover the whole course by sitting down for 8 hours. That's not effective. You need to split it up and be exact, because otherwise you'll say, oh, I'll revise history, which is kind of vague, and then you end up sitting there on your phone. Trust me, I used to do it, but the only way I improved is by actually saying what I was going to do in that revision period. And that might be making flashcards or making condensed notes, but it should all be effective. And if you haven't started doing this already, you should start now, because the time you have now is only going to be here now. You're not getting it back, so you'd rather do it now than later, than leave it for later and be stressing after. And you will have to have determination to get it all done, prepare everything. Let's say, for example, I made flashcards back when I did GCSEs. I did flashcards for all of history, all of geography, and it took long. It took a long time. It took hours in a day, but it was worth it, because after that I could just quickly say, okay, I'm gonna revise all of Cold War in this 1 hour period of time. And I could, because I'd go through all the flashcards in 1 hour. And I also recommend you use digital flashcards, not physical ones, because it just saves so much time. And next thing you should know is that once you have created all the revision resources, all your condensed notes, all your flashcards, and I recommend flashcards for the content heavy subjects like sciences, history, geography. Those are the ones I did. Those are the ones which I did get a 9 for from those flashcards and from my revision. And you can too. Now, once you've done flashcards, done all of this for all the subjects you know you need to do it for, you cannot get complacent. You cannot say, I know it all, I'll be fine for when I go into the exams, because when that exam day comes, you need to be prepared for the worst case scenario. And the only way to prepare for the worst case scenario is to do practice papers. Practice papers will sometimes ask you things in ways which you aren't prepared for. they will ask you things in ways that you haven't revised, or ask for things which you know, but they ask it in a way which is kind of sneaky, in a way which is kind of like vague. So by doing practice papers, you will figure out how to answer the questions exactly, use your knowledge exactly, and then you will get to that desired position that I mentioned earlier, that position of mastery, where you have mastered the subject. There is nothing better you can do. You know all the content, you can do all the exams properly, everything is set, and therefore you are capable of getting any grade which you want for any subject. Thank you for watching, and I hope you implement this.